What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's Top 3. Today, we're really excited to be showing you some amazing decks that recently have hit the market. Steve, I gotta say, man, I'm actually really pumped on this one. We have a little bit of skin in the game for this week here. We also got two other great decks in the mix. It's gonna be a fun one, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited about all three of these decks. Definitely all great decks.
Dude, couldn't agree more. Honestly, absolutely beautiful decks. I think any of these are great collectors decks this week. Really that was probably the focus I think we inadvertently picked up this week was collectors decks, but I'm
Yeah.
okay with that because they really represent some of the best collectors decks we've seen in a while here.
Yeah, and amazing design work.
Couldn't agree more. You ready
Yeah,
for it?
I'm ready for it. Are
Let's
you?
jump into it. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this. So
Dude,
I
I
gotta
love that.
say,
I get
I
hyped
gotta,
every
I,
time I listen to that.
dude, it's too funny. Every time I come back from this one, I just love the energy that comes out of it. So I'm always good when it comes back to this one. Dude, I got to say though, for anyone who missed last week's episode, we're trying something new in the mix here. So what's going to happen is for the giveaway that we always do in the background, we're actually going to be using a new module that allows us to do it in the chat. So I'm going to drop a little timer in the thing here right now. You should see a message pop up in a second in the chat talking about the fact that we're going to be I don't know, going live with the raffle here in a second. So for everyone who has not jumped in or knows how this works, just type !raffle into the chat for your chance to win a mystery deck tonight. We're going to be giving away one of these awesome V2 Wrap Job mystery decks right here. So everyone, while you're at it, while you're watching, make sure to type in !raffle in the chat. I'm going to do it right now just so everyone can see. And just like that. Hopefully the bot's working. If not, we'll have to do the blind eye and scroll
It's
through.
open.
But
It's working.
all right, perfect. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I do I don't know. I'm not sure if it's working yet. I'm not seeing anything come in. But either way, we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work, everyone make sure to stick around till the end for the chance to win a mystery deck. We're also going to be announcing last week's comment winner. So, Steve, you ready to jump into it, man?
Let's go.
All right. Coming in at number 3 this week, we have an amazingly special deck to us. This is the first deck produced by Deckin Around Presents. This week at number 3, we have the Warrior Women Volume 2 playing cards from Headless Kings and Deckin Around Presents. This deck is printed by USPCC on their premium stock and is part of a 1,500 deck print run, retailing for $18. And I got to say, man, this is the second edition in the Warrior Women's series and probably my favorite out of the two. I love the artwork across the board. I love the green tuck to it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful deck.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of that bluish green, I guess you can call it. It's kind
Yeah.
of in the middle, but yeah, I'm a big fan of that color.
Dude, we did some good work on this one, so I'm excited to check it out. You ready to check this thing out, man?
Yep, tell us about it.
All right, let's do it. So, the Warrior Women deck, as you can see here, absolutely beautiful, beautiful metallic foil across the tuck. You actually have 3 metallic foils on the tuck there. A beautiful greenish teal, a really nice silver, and then gold for a lot of the text there. Some really nice contrasting colors on that matte black tuck there.
So
Obviously,
intricate.
it really is, man. The detail itself and like the patterning is so really unique. And the cool thing about it, the tough part about it, was making sure that the foil was going to work on a tuck with so much intricacy to it. The
Yeah.
really cool thing as well, you have a nice interior foiling in gold, and then you have that kind of same styled pattern mirrored on the back design there. So it's not exactly the same as the tuck, but it has a very similar styling to it. Absolutely looks gorgeous. And then the entire back design again too is a silver, gold, and green metallic inks there.
Yeah, the light just definitely doesn't give it justice.
Absolutely. Being USPCC stock handles like a dream. No surprise. Really, really feels good in hand. You have these two really cool jokers here. And now one of the things that goes along with this deck is all of the jokers are always weapon and armor based, but not actually person based, which I really like.
Yeah.
Intricate ace of spades there. And then you can see the custom pips throughout the entire deck here. Really nice stylization there. Almost
So
has a little like
beautiful.
fleur-de-lis in the spade there.
Mhm.
And then for anyone who isn't familiar with the artwork of the Warrior Women deck, each court card is actually a warrior woman from throughout history. So as we just saw there, the king of spades was Rachel Wall, a really famous. I think she was the first female American-born pirate, which is really cool.
That's kind of cool to say.
Yeah, and then you have the Truong sisters here, which another, powerful, I believe, Southeast Asian monarchy, or yeah, monarchy, which was really cool. And then all of these really amazing, powerful women from throughout history, throughout the entirety of this deck here.
Dude, I like the backdrops on these courts. Like that's one of my favorite things. You have this really powerful woman in the front, and then you have some really cool. They're not such detailed backdrops, but they're
Yeah.
they're kind of faint. You might see like trees or kind of a building, or I
Yeah,
really
they
love
have
that.
those elements of it. It's not just the same colored pattern throughout the background of each one. They actually have, yeah, it's like almost like a blurred scene or something.
Yeah, like one might be a battlefield, the other one might be a forest. It's just really
Yeah.
cool.
It really looks great. And then again, you have those custom kind of hand-drawn styled pips running through the entire deck. And the one thing, of course, I love about this thing, exploded aces across the board, so you can't go wrong there.
Here's the best thing right here, dude.
Do the
The
diptych,
diptych joker,
the diptych
amazing.
joker.
Yeah,
It really is an amazing, amazing diptych there. I
uh,
just love the look of it. I think they did a great job with it.
so good.
Yeah. And so the really cool thing about that too, and there was a whole discussion around whether or not there was going to be a poster for this. And at the time there wasn't a poster, but it just looks so good.
Yeah, it
It
definitely
really
does.
would make a great like wall hanging with that diptych.
Yeah, well, maybe version 3.
Maybe. You never know. But you know what I have to say though, this one really stuck with me too, not only because we were involved in the project, but that green is just so nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the gilding on it.
Yeah, man, same here.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And for anyone who doesn't know, there are gilded versions as well, but obviously this was the standard volume 2. If you're looking for them, they are going to be available at your local retailers in the near future. So fulfillment is going on right now, but absolutely beautiful deck. I really, really enjoyed that one.
For sure.
Look at that. C-Dub. I couldn't agree more, man. Officially my favorite non-KWP diptych. No doubt about it.
Yep,
Honestly,
definitely amazing.
it's a beautiful diptych, and I really like the style of it. I really like the fact that it carries through with the artwork. It has a very pencil or charcoal feel to it, like a sketch feel, which is really nice. That's Hassan's artwork style there, especially for these decks, and he does an amazing job with it.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I highly
Steve,
agree.
yeah, I think we hyped up Warrior Women pretty well here. What are you why don't you tell us what's coming in for number 2 this week?
Number 2 is the 52 plus Joker and Stockholm 17 collaboration for the 52 plus Joker. It is an print run of 999. It is
Nice.
printed by Expert Playing Card, and it is retailing for $30.
Dude, this deck was a hot deck, no question about it. People
Yeah,
were clamoring to get this thing, and I gotta say, it really is a beautiful deck. And I'll also throw it out there too. This was a very tough week to grade 1, 2, 3. So while you may agree or disagree with this, we always love to know. So drop a comment down below and let us know what you think your 1, 2, and 3 this week were, whether it's out of these or other decks. But this was probably one of the hardest weeks to really determine because all 3 decks either had some sort of really great artwork to it, some great styling to it, a combination of both. I mean, it was a tough one.
yeah, no, for sure. And we've said it before, and we'll say it again. Just because they're in this order doesn't mean that's the order they're in. There are just 3 dope decks that we kind of touch on for the week. And yeah, let's talk about number 2.
All right, man, let's check this thing out.
Sorry about the little darkness there. I had a little lighting issue, but you'll get the idea because it shimmers like crazy.
It really does. It
Yeah,
is a shiny deck.
yeah. I mean, you have a beautiful tuck box by Stockholm 17. Lorenzo definitely knows how to make a tuck box. The cool thing about it is it's kind of like I want to say 3 levels that are glued together, kind of, and then it has this outer element to it that slides over. Um, it really makes a hefty tuck box, and there's gold foil throughout the whole entire thing. And you have like these little side panels of red peeking through.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I love that die cut on the front too. You have the nice seal, super large seal on the back.
And thankfully easy to get off.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right? I mean,
Yes.
the cool thing is it has that little slot that you can kind of cut to make it if you wanted to slice it. But
Yeah.
and then you have this kind of embossed inner red part of the tuck, which is really cool, with gold foil as well. It's 52 plus club, ace of, spade right there.
Yep. And then
So
you can
beautiful.
yeah, dude, I love the fact too that like that red tuck, that inner tuck also has elements on it as well. It's not just textured or plain. There's a lot to it as well.
Yeah, there's so much that went into this, and I love how the ace of spades just kind of sits in that tuck.
Yeah.
The back design with your little, I guess it's a jester or a joker, kind of sitting in the moon, which is the 52 plus joker logo. Beautiful fan. It does handle great. Being an expert playing card deck, a little stiff, but handles great. Then you have a nice ace of spades with some gold foil outlining that black. So nice. I love these nice larger pips. And you'll notice throughout the deck that on random cards, it has these little elements, like the other one, the two said 52 plus Joker. There's another one in there that, I'll show you. It's definitely both of our favorites. We have really cool court cards that have so much foil on them. I love how the foil, the gold foil is kind of, stronger than all the other color. They pulled out all the color and there's just red in there. Usually, you have touches of blue and yellow and stuff like that, but I like that they pulled all that out and stuck with just the gold and red.
Yeah. No, it looks so good.
Yeah, I like the little tips of the diamonds, how they have a little gold foil on them. Look at the detail in the back on the court card.
I mean, this one struck me too because it was one of the only courts where the hair wasn't also gold, and it was really interestingly done. Like the contrast of like a gray hair on it.
Yeah, and I love the faces. That's my favorite right there.
Yeah.
Such a cool card. Now, do you call it a Jester, or would you call it like
I'd call it like a Harlequin.
Harlequin? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. The oh, huge. They take up the whole entire card, which I love.
Yeah.
You can see expert playing cards on there. Beautiful exploded aces. Just the detail in the deck is so cool. The one thing that I did notice, and this is pretty unusual for expert, is the foil looked a little different than what I'm used to seeing out of expert. I don't
Yeah.
know if you noticed that, but it looked kind of patchy.
Yeah, there were parts of it I noticed as well that it just didn't seem to hit as nicely.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why, but it looked like there were it looked a little bit like there were parts where you could actually see that the cards themselves just didn't have full foil on them. This is the other thing that actually stood out to me as well. Because of the heftiness of the tuck you mentioned earlier, things didn't just line up as well as I really had hoped.
yeah. Yeah, I assume it'd be kind of difficult to make sure that all those elements do line up, being such an intricate design.
Yeah, and I really wish that they had been able to kind of show off how well they had done with that because it is a beautiful, beautiful aspect there. The detail of the tuck, the coloring of it, the texturing and the embossing across the whole thing. But to me, like just not sitting square just bummed me out big time.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you. Again, like I said, I was surprised that expert usually does amazing work on foiling, and it just looked a little different than what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah. All right, everyone. It looks like the raffle is finally working, so you'll notice that you're starting to get a response from the Streamlabs bot. If you did not get a response before, just make sure to hit that exclamation raffle again to make sure you get it. Obviously, that was a little bit of a hiccup there, so we do apologize. And while you're at it, before we go into number one here, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It never hurts to hit that like button and subscribe because then you get them sticking around and find out about all the fun stuff going on with the Deckin Around channel, not just the top three here. But
Yes. Hit the bell too.
dude, yeah, don't forget to hit that bell. Always want to hit the bell so you get those notifications, especially with these lives. We do try and get the announcements out for the live a little bit earlier, but sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. So keep in mind, hitting the bell will get you notifications if you don't see the community post telling you everything going on for the week. Steve,
Yes, I'm
it's
ready.
still not time for number one yet. It's still not
Okay.
time for number one yet because we're going to announce this week's comment winner from last
From
week's
last
video.
week. Got it.
So, as you all know, We always like to be able to give away decks during the live stream, but not everyone can make it out to the live stream. So, in order for people to be able to have just as good a chance as winning a deck, everyone who watches the video after the live stream who leaves a comment has a chance to win a random V2 mystery deck. Now, the one thing I'll say about that is I have no idea what these decks are. We wrapped a ton of them a while ago. A lot of these decks are decks we've received over time. Some of them are personal decks. Some of them are decks we've done for review. They are all sealed decks, but I literally couldn't tell you what I wrapped 10 minutes after I did it. So with that in mind, you may get some awesome decks in here. You may get some decks you already have. You may get some decks who's on the wrapping this week. So it is always Steve and Tyler now because the V2s get you the whole tabletop logo there. If I can get it to focus, look at that.
Nice.
So you get the whole deal. Sometimes if you're lucky, you almost get
two.
You're lucky. You might, yeah. This week you get.
God, that'd be a painful world. Two of us.
Steve's head's a little cut off here, so you get 1.5 Steves and 2 Tylers. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but and I also feel bad because I'm looking at the other one. It looks like it's just a function of the wrapping for a couple of these that your head just kept getting cut off, Steve.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, man.
It happens. But that being said, because we like to give everyone a fair chance to win a deck, we always pick a comment from the previous video in order to win one of these beautifully wrapped V2 mystery decks. So 2 things to remember with that. If you don't win today during the live, that is perfectly fine. Make sure to drop a comment down below after the video ends for a chance to win next week's comment video deck. And CW are 100% correct. Terrible
100%.
thing to get 2 Tylers. Sometimes I'm not even okay with 1 Tyler. So,
but, we both, buddy.
But with that in mind, I also don't have the overlay for tonight for our beautiful winner here. But with that in mind, our comment winner for this week is Patrick Hinckley. So Patrick, make sure to email us at show@deckinaround.com and send over your address. We will get a mystery deck out to you as soon as possible. Congratulations, Patrick Hinckley. Next week, I promise we will have the overlay back, but I tried. There you go.
Did that work?
Close enough. There's an L. There's an E between the L and the Y, but close enough. No one ever said Steve was good at spelling, so I'll tell you that much.
I'm definitely not. That's for sure.
So again, everyone has an opportunity to win a mystery deck during the live, but as well, Jason, we appreciate that. We really appreciate the kind words, man.
Thank you,
everyone has a chance to win a mystery deck during the live today as well. So make sure to hit !raffle and leave a comment on the video after the fact. For anyone who is dropping comments in for !raffle, as of right now, I believe it only works on YouTube and Twitch. So if you're on another platform, pop over to one of the other 2 real quick, just to make sure to get your entry in. And while we're waiting for those entries to come in, why don't we tell you what number 2 is, or number 1 is this week? Jeez, yeah, I'm excited, man. You ready for number 1?
I am. We gave a little teaser, but let's get into it.
Sometimes it's hard to get the share to stop quick enough, but I'll get there one day. So coming in at number 1 this week, we have honestly probably an easy contender for deck of the year in my book. This is the Alice in Wonderland deck from King's Wild Project. For anyone who's gotten their hands on this thing, you know this is probably one of Jackson's best decks. This deck is printed by USPCC on their premium stock, is part of an unspecified print run, and right now we're guessing that the retail is going to be around the $18 mark. That seems where most of his decks are falling these days. This will actually be available to the public, I believe, during the 12 days of Christmas that start December 1st, but for any lucky subscribers to the King's Wild Project subscription, you got the Alice in Wonderland deck for November. So hopefully whoever's gotten them has enjoyed them so far. I am pumped for this deck. I know we did a little bit of a live with Jackson on this one, so if you haven't checked that, I definitely recommend checking that out. But this is going to be that first sneak peek for people who have not had a chance yet to get their hands on this deck.
Yeah, it's a winner in every book, that's for sure.
It really is a gorgeous deck. I was really shocked at it. To be honest, I think this thing was gorgeous. So
yeah, I mean, it was fun watching him obviously design it on his Dawn's early life. So we kind of got an idea of what it was going to look like as it went along. But yeah, the finishing product is always fun to see. And yeah, definitely that tuck box. Let's check it out.
Let's check this thing out here. So as you can see, this tuck is amazing. You actually have sculpted embossing across the entirety of it, both the front and the sides. You have this super fun, intricate design on the back, which is mirrored on the back of the cards. And then you have this really unique Alice in Wonderland scripting there. the
Yeah.
standard King's Wild Project ad copy on the bottom, and then another replication of the Alice in Wonderland there. The one thing I do love about that too is just the color of the background, that green and pink, very Easter colors, very Alice in Wonderland colors, which I really loved.
Yeah. I mean, colors are perfect.
Yeah, really intricate back design here. Reminds me of old like heraldry. We talked a little bit about that during the live, but I think one of the cool things about it too is you have this kind of like non-standard border around that whole thing, and you can see it in the fan there. It just adds this depth to the fan. Being USPCC stock, handles like a dream, fans beautifully, but this thing really is the winner because of this artwork.
Dude,
Really,
so cool.
so you have a great diptych here. This is actually Jackson's daughter there as Alice. You can also notice little elements of all of the King's Wild decks hidden in the artwork itself. And then you have this intricate, beautiful Ace of Spades. The one thing for me that is really unique on this is you actually have this background pattern across all of the cards, and it shifts between suits, but it adds so much color and depth to the deck itself.
So crazy the amount of detail that was in there.
Yeah, you have the white rabbit there as the jack. You have Scarlet as Alice scolding a flamingo there, and then the Mad Hatter as the king of spades. And then I love the fact too that all of the aces, while they are exploded, they're also relevant to the storyline itself. So you saw the one was the drink me potion on it. Man, I just can't get enough of this. I said it in the live and I'll say it again. The back patterns of these remind me of like like an oriental rug or something, but in
Oh,
like
for
an
sure.
awesome way. Like they're very intricate, they're very ornate, they're very pattern oriented. And then the king of clubs there, the caterpillar, was actually the first card that Jackson designed around this deck, and it is a beautiful, beautiful one.
Dude, they're so emotive.
Yes,
The core cards. It's crazy.
this to me is one of those decks that I think, without question, is probably Jackson's best to date. The
Oh, for
reason
sure.
being, this allowed him to go above and beyond with his artwork style. You can actually see the the extent of his talent. And not to say his other decks are not beautiful or they aren't awesome. He does great designs, but I think a lot of times with his decks, he's just so good at it. They don't challenge him. And I think this deck was a challenge to his skills, and it's just beautiful. That is a truly Jackson ace right there as well.
I,
And
it's,
then
I think a little Kenneth Wayne Preston threw a card in there.
yeah, without a doubt. And then you can actually see the two back design color variations there. One is the limited, one is the standard. I believe the standard is the yellow.
No,
The
the
standard
yellow
is
is the
the
limited.
okay. So I couldn't remember which was which there, but really cool back gaff cards there in that aspect. Well, they're ad cards in this capacity, but it's really cool to see the variation in the back design there as well, because I think the color just looks beautiful. And as much as I think the green and pink may be my favorite, the yellow really looks nice as well.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this deck is so beautiful. The only thing, if I had to say something about it, the
Yeah.
only thing that I could say is that the Alice in Wonderland is a little bit hard to read.
Yes, and I think that has to do obviously with the font itself. Being like a created font, not just like a font that he bought off the shelf.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be tough, and I think a lot of times from a legibility point of view, commercial fonts have a lot of legibility because it's a necessity. From an artistic point of view, his font is beautiful, but the
Yeah.
legibility does get a little bit lost. And I have
Yeah.
to say, I think I just can't get enough of this thing, man. The sculpted embossing is next level. For anyone who hasn't seen sculpted embossing that's been so eloquently foiled, like you're in for a treat with this deck. There was no doubt in our mind this week that this was number one.
Yeah.
Number two and
And
number
dude,
three was
the
tough.
registration on that deck too is out of this world. USPCC did it
So,
well.
and here's my theory on that though. I think because you don't have flat, squared off borders, you have this broken, jagged border, it's harder to visually recognize that there may be a shift in one direction or the other. So while the registration is better than usual, I also think because of that, it causes a little bit of like a distortion that may make it a little bit harder. That's just my theory. I'm not, sure how optics work on these things necessarily, but like I have a feeling that because of that broken border, and so everyone knows what I'm talking about here, that kind of like crenellated border that you would see.
Crenellated.
Yes, like crenellation. It's the top of the castle walls, man. That's what
Dude, I
that
mean,
can.
I'm gonna be honest. That registration's really good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty impressive there, I do have to
Yeah.
say. And now again, like here, I can pull up another one here and you can actually see though that it is a little bit off kilter on this one if I can get it Fix, you can see the lower portion of it where my finger
Yeah,
is.
that one is a little bit,
Yeah,
but
it's a little
it's not
skewed.
bad.
But they really did a much better job than usual. But I think, like I said, I think that whole like crenellation around the edges actually hides some of the misregistration, which is a nice aspect and really something you can consider now with USPCC. If you're looking to do USPCC, but you're cautious because of the registration issues, doing a non-standard, non-squared off border may actually help hide any registration issues a little bit there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So
Great,
so with
great.
that in mind, dude, I gotta say, we're ready to do this. I know we've given everyone a chance from the jump. There were a little bit of hiccups with the raffle here. Anyone listening, if you have not done exclamation raffle in the chat now, make sure to do so. And while you're at it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We really hope that everyone has a chance. I see a bunch of little raffle stuff coming in on my end, but that's because the chat's delayed over here. So for anyone who hasn't, make sure to type exclamation raffle in the chat. Get your chance. We're going to be closing in about 30 seconds. We're going to pick a winner, and one lucky person is going to be winning a V2 mystery deck. You don't know what's in this thing. It could be amazing. It could be, I don't know. I wish I could even remember all the decks we put in the pool.
Yeah, good luck with
Because,
that. I can't
dude,
remember.
like, I'll tell you, there's, for a handful, and the nice thing is there's a mix of everything in here. It could be a red game over, it could be a bicycle gliders, it could be a Henry and Sally. I saw someone pulled a Henry and Sally the other day. It could be a ton of different things out there, which I really like, because I think everyone, there's a deck for everyone out there, and hopefully some of these are going to open up some people's taste to see. There you go, C-Dub. I just want to win 2 Tylers. I'll come swing by your house. Don't worry, we'll hang out. So you'll be sick of 2 Tylers real quick.
You'll be sick of 1 Tyler, never mind 2.
I feel like I haven't seen Steve enough this week, so I don't know if this is all well-deserved hatred or not, but it's all right.
Dude, it's never hatred, man.
It's always in good fun. Yes, it's love. So, but that being said, we're going to be closing up the raffle. So for everyone who has not gotten their exclamation raffle in yet, make sure to do so now, so you have a chance for when we draw these winners in a quick second. Vandersall, I see I raffle. Make sure it's exclamation mark raffle. If you're for whatever reason you're in a foreign country and your keyboard does not allow you to, there you go. I saw it. I'm trying to think of that now. I hope no one runs into issues. I don't know if exclamations are across the board, but if you have those issues, the other option is you can always copy paste it from someone else's in the chat in case you can't type with it. So been sick of 1 Tyler for a while now. Chris, we appreciate you, man. You can be sick of me all the time. I already got a decent amount of hate from you early this morning on the Warrior Women post, and I loved it.
As long as he keeps coming back, that's all we care.
I loved it. But we are going to be closing up the raffle right now, everybody. I'm going to be clicking the close entries button. They are now closed. You should see a message pop up in the chat saying that entries are closed now, and we are going to pick a winner. Let's see. You can no longer enter the raffle. You ready to pick a winner here, Steve?
I am.
All right. I'm clicking the button. I'm going to have to like pull up this whole like screen next time around so people can see the button press. Oh, there we go. We have a winner. It's going to come through the chat in a second. I'm excited for this one. So let's see. Woo! Congratulations, Majesty Williams. You have won a V2 Deckin Around wrapped mystery deck. Congratulations, Majesty.
He said in the beginning, too, I really wish I win tonight.
Dude, congratulations on that one. You lucked out there. For anyone who did not win, though, I will tell you again, you have another chance on this video. Once the live ends, wait till the comments pop back up. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite deck was this week. Majesty, make sure to send us your address, show@deckinaround.com. We'll get your mystery deck out to you as soon as possible. And everyone else, make sure to tune in next week for another chance to win a Deckin Around mystery deck and to find out what our top 3 for the week are.
Maybe you'll get 2 Steves instead of 1.5.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go through the decks tonight because I'm sure somewhere in the wrapping paper there's 2 Steves and not a headless Steve. So we appreciate each and every one of you coming out tonight on your Friday night and spending it with us. We love all the camaraderie between it. And you know what? Thank you so much for coming out. If there's anything you would like to see in future top 3s, whether it be a theme, whether it be anything under the sun, let us know. Also, don't forget to drop a comment and let us know who you'd be interested to see as mystery, co-hosts for some of these from time to time. We're not promising every week, but we'll see if we can bring on some fun people every once in a while to just chop it up and review some decks with us. So thank you again, everyone, for coming out this beautiful Friday night. Make sure to stay safe and healthy and enjoy your evening. Like, share, and subscribe.
We love you. Peace.